We're taking off our shoes, we're proceeding to the living room. At first, he sits on the big bed in that living room, and then he actually lies down in the center of that bed, all dressed up, thank God, and then he starts scrolling something in his phone. I'm staying in front of him like this, and I didn't know at all what I was supposed to do.
I would say that was an awkward situation and kind of embarrassing. I was also embarrassed to confess in front of him that I'm hungry, I'm starving already. So to my regret, I agreed to the second date, and it was kind of even worse than the first one.
Did he feed you?
No.
Some people never learn from their mistakes.
So yeah, I was hungry. He Hello, our dear viewers. We're really happy to welcome you on our another podcast. Me, Ludmila, Elena, and Victoria. We are ready here to discuss another important and interesting topic with you guys. So today we're gonna discuss some creepy dates. Who would like to start with something super creepy or embarrassing, something you'd better forget, but still
a lovely start of today's podcast. Something super creepy, embarrassing, awful, bleh. Well, the first story, you see, the first one, so it's definitely not the only one. The first story that pops up in my head is the one that happened many, many years ago. I guess I was about 18 or maybe 19 years old. We had a social media platform that was very popular back then, and I was using it on a daily basis. And it was very common that some random people could message you because they could find you among their friends' friends, and so on. Like you can find some people on Insta now, for example. And some random guy who was from my hometown messaged me asking me about something. I do not even remember how exactly the chat started. It's completely erased from my brain. But I remember that somehow I agreed to go out with him at least once. He was good looking, he was kind of polite, at least during texting, little did I know, but I agreed to go on a date with him. So a date, we didn't go to any cafe or resto, we just strolled around the city. That was the whole date. But it wasn't even the biggest problem, because back then I didn't have that much of expectations for guys. So I thought, okay, we're just going for a walk, it's natural, I'm young, he's young, we're all broke, so it was kind of okay. But the best part was not the very walk. We were walking around the town, we were discussing his hobbies, my hobbies. He used to be a hockey player. He told me a lot about that. He told me a lot about his brother, who was also a hockey player, about how he used to go to the skating rink and so on and so forth. And then at some random moment he says, oh, actually we're passing by my brother's rental apartment and I wanted to go upstairs just to check on something. I do not even remember the excuse. Maybe he wanted to charge his phone. Maybe he wanted to pick something up. I do not remember at all. But we ended up going upstairs to his brother's rental. And I thought, okay, I guess it's going to take 5 minutes or so. We're taking off our shoes. We're proceeding to the living room. He sits, at first he sits on the big bed in that living room. And then he actually lies down in the center of that bed, all dressed up, thank God. And then he starts scrolling something in his phone. And I'm staying in front of him like this, and I didn't know at all what I was supposed to do. Because he didn't charge his phone, he didn't feed any dog that was there. There was no dog, no one at all. And he didn't tell me anything. So he didn't tell me, I'm so tired, I want to lie down. Could you please wait for me for a second? No, he just proceeds to lie down, he scrolls on his phone, and I'm standing there completely confused. And
I guess he tried to apply all his charisma.
Maybe, but charisma was nowhere to be found, frankly speaking.
Well, he assumed you're gonna be seduced just looking at him laying on a bed.
Yeah, him being very seducing by scrolling through, I don't know, some Snapchat or Insta. Wow, so impressive, Jesus Christ. But the only thing that I came up with back then, I sat on the very corner of that bed, like this. And I was looking at him and like waiting. That was the only thing I was doing. I didn't ask him what on earth we're doing here. I didn't say, like, what am I supposed to do? You want to go to sleep? You want to do what exactly? May I just go home? It seems very strange. And I've been waiting there maybe for about 10 minutes. No lies, 10 minutes of silently sitting on the corner of the bed. Maybe once he asked me something, do you mind joining me? And I thought, no. No, I do mind. I will stay where I am. So do your thing. I'm staying where I am. Now I think that it was kind of strange of me not just standing up and leaving, but it's okay. I was just like that back then. So it was going on for 10 minutes or so. Then he abruptly stands up and says, okay, we can go.
Okay, I checked all my messages. We can go.
I texted all the other girls who are in a row to go out with me today. We're fine.
Well, that was indeed creepy.
That was strange, yes, and it's also creepy because who knew? Maybe I could go there and someone would be there waiting for us and something could have happened, but thank God it didn't. But after that, we just left for a walk. I do not really remember what exactly we did afterward. Maybe we just strolled around the town, maybe we catched up on some things, and then we left. And I guess I saw him only once after that. You can imagine I saw him after that still. I didn't think that he was a weirdo. No, I still saw him again. I have no memories at all about that date. And then we didn't even break up, I guess. After a week of radio silence from his side, I just deleted him from my friends list on that platform. And once he accidentally stumbled upon me in some supermarket, and he attacked me in front of his friends, asking like, who do you think you are? You erased me from your friends list. How dare you? And he was like this, bragging about, I don't know, something. And he was all baddie in front of his friends. It looked very strange, but I didn't had that much sass back then. So I just told him, but we're not talking anymore. Why should I keep you on my friends list? And he continued talking about something to his friends and to me. And then they all left. And that was the last day I've ever seen him after that. That was it. So if we can consider that thingy a date, I guess we can. It was very strange. Now I understand what he was potentially implying, because what else would he imply by lying on a bed and asking once, do you mind joining me? But that was so strange, because he was acting very distant all the time. He didn't try to approach me. He didn't try to make a compliment. He didn't try to ask about something related to me, maybe, but then he offers that out of nowhere. So that was one of the weirdest dates that I've ever had, because it was just strange. So that's my story, the one to start, the one that always pops up in my head when someone asks me about some date, because it was one of the first dates I've ever had, and it turned out to be like this.
Well, yeah.
I'm really sorry to hear that you have wasted your time with such an idiot.
I did.
And I'm just trying to...
Speechless.
Yeah.
Because that's weird, yep.
Like, I would say, first of all, like, no respect in such behavior, no interest, no true interest, no normal attitude.
Well, thank God he didn't manage to do anything worse than he did, because...
That's also true. I guess my luck was that he was young and he was skinny. He had no muscles at all. My apologies for that, but he had no muscles at all, indeed. I saw that. And he was not that assertive, so he just offered that. Then he saw that I didn't reply with any consent, and then he just proceeded scrolling on his phone again, and then we just left. So I guess the luck was on my side back then. But now, of course, if someone would ever offer me to go to their apartment to check on something, especially on the first date when I just got to know this person, I would definitely reject that, and maybe I would leave right away, because that's suspicious first. And second thing, well, we all understand the implication under that, so list of big no-nos continues here.
No good words for such a guy.
Nope. What about you, ladies?
No, that is why that was a creepy date. I'm just shocked that such people exist.
Processing.
Yeah.
There are many.
Meeting really the same person might be an issue, especially when you're just a teenager and you have no experience, you don't know what to expect from people, how they tend to behave. Elena, do you have kind of such stories? I hope no, but
To beat mine.
I don't think it's gonna be yours, but there is a reason for it. I've never been on a lot of dates. Of course, some guys messaged me in social media, but somehow for me it was enough, like a short conversation was enough to understand that that is not my kind of person. Sometimes it took a day or 2 days of communication, but eventually I was able to come up with a conclusion that it's not my person. Basically, there was no reason for me to meet them in person. Yeah.
Nice skill, I would say.
It never seemed to me that someone requires a lot of skills to make.
Some people do. I did.
Well, it's just back then I was like that, and my life was like that. My point of view was like that. Yeah, basically, my husband is the only person whom I actually dated. We started dating when I was 18 years old. But before that situation, I remember that one guy messaged me. I talked to him like maybe for a day or two. And then he seemed quite well educated and quite polite and smart. Mm-hmm. And I thought, okay, he seems kind of selfish or arrogant, but who knows, let it be. Maybe it's just my first impression and maybe it's wrong, and let's see how it will go. So I agreed to meet with him in person. So we agreed to meet in a city that was located next to our small town, next to my small town. Mm-hmm. It took me actually an hour and a half to get to that city of that guy. Mm. It was a kind of a long bus trip and kind of exhausting considering that was summer. In hindsight, I understand that was a red flag already, because which normal man, which normal guy will make his potential girlfriend make such a long trip just to meet for the first time? And I wasn't even sure if I'm gonna like him or not. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I did that. Well, that was just my experience. Then I met him in the city center and we walked again, so nothing special. We just walked near the sea in the city center. We walked and talked. Our conversation was not bad. Mm-hmm. Not bad, but with the hours passing by, I started being really exhausted. Of course, after walking like for 4 hours, and just remember that I also been on a bus trip like for an hour and a half, even before that. Yes. So of course I was really hungry, really exhausted, and he never offered anything like, let's maybe visit some cafe, let's maybe drink a tea and grab some snack, maybe you are tired or something like that. In my point of view, that is some basic kind of care and respect he could have shown to me, but he never did that. I would say that was an awkward situation and kind of embarrassing. I was also embarrassed to confess in front of him that I'm hungry, I'm starving already. I am 100% sure that he was hungry as well.
Well, yes, after 4 hours of walking.
Maybe he was just too greedy, you know, like
so
thinking
that was my
about
conclusion.
Potentially. Yes.
I also said that means he's too selfish and too greedy, and he's not taking care about my well-being. Like, I had no desire to have a second date with him, but for some reason I agreed. I agreed just because I didn't know how to say, no, I didn't like you, I didn't like your attitude. Well, you are a fine person, but not for me. I wanted someone who's gonna take care of me.
And feed me.
And feed me. Well, yes. So to my regret, I agreed to the second date, and it was kind of even worse than the first one.
Did he feed you?
No.
Some people never learn from their mistakes. Not you, but maybe he should have reconsidered what he did.
So, yeah, I was hungry.
Here we go again.
If you want to lose some weight, just start dating. And
Maybe you still have his number. We can share it with the subscriber.
So
He invited me to visit the mall. We went to the bowling.
eat something.
I assumed that we would eat something finally, but
I
no.
assumed so too.
There was an option to order pizza. I mean, that pizza was really cheap, nothing expensive, nothing too specific, and I never even hoped for something luxury or I don't know. Just a snack while we are playing bowling. We could have some snack, but no, he never offered, never even asked. I don't know. That was really weird, especially considering that he booked a bowling line for a particular time, and we were on the spot beforehand, and then we had to wait like the whole hour to actually be able to play bowling, and then instead of visiting a cafe again, he he just brought a bag with him, and there was his family photo album.
That can sound cute, but in this case, it's very out of nowhere because it's the second date. You don't even know how his last name is or what's his mom's name. And here goes the photo album.
You will find out.
I barely knew him. I barely knew him as a person.
Yes.
Who said that I was interested in his family, his grandparents, I don't know, sisters, brothers, and so on.
You were not?
No, at that moment, no. He meant nothing for me at that moment. He wasn't even my friend. Just a random person. Why would I be interested? But we were sitting on a bench in that mall, and he listed his family photo album, telling me some stories about his family.
And you were just looking at those pictures of his family and thinking about, were they hungry as well?
Okay, at least in the pictures he was eating some meat with his family. So he's basically not allergic to food. So what's the problem then?
Yeah, that's really funny. After bowling,
no, it's not going to happen.
I thought that it would the end of our so-called date. But when we were at the bus station, he told me, "Let's take a walk to the seashore. It's really close. It's like maybe 10 minutes to the shore, and we are on the spot. So don't worry." And I looked at him and said, "Do you realize that I'm on high heels?" So just to clarify for our viewers, the way to the seashore was not that easy. There was just a steep hill. Just imagine me on my high heels walking that steep hill. I would be like a rolling rock.
Hungry rolling rock.
No.
Well, and I told him, no, it's just not possible. And he was, "No, come on, let's go. There is my bus. I'm gonna go home right now. So that's it. Bye-bye. Thank you." And then the same evening, I sent him the message. Finally, I was brave enough to send him a message and tell him that I'm not gonna meet him for the third time.
That happened.
That happened, yes, and I hope you finally had a chance to eat at home.
Yeah.
At least somewhere. But, well, this is very strange, especially the fact that he saw that you were wearing high heels.
Yeah.
Well,
So he never cared about me, you know.
Yeah, it shows a lot. Like your comfort should be the first thing to take care of if you really want to impress a girl in a good way.
Of course. Maybe he just had a lot of experience of going to the seashore in some stiletto shoes, so he was like, "I know it's going to work. Don't you worry, it's going to be fine."
I already see this picture, Vika's just standing holding the door frame, and Elena is just watching the family album, thinking about food. Yeah,
Lovely.
What about you? Do you have such a story?
On my end, just one story came to my mind. We went to the restaurant, so it was
God,
my achievement.
At least someone did.
At least someone could eat.
For all of us.
Yes. And it just the thing was that we met, and it was already dark outside.
Okay.
I've been waiting for him at home for a couple of hours, and while waiting, it was getting dark outside, so the air was already frosty. And I decided, God, I'm not gonna wear these high heels and short dress to impress him. So it's dark and cold outside, so I went and changed into just jeans and sweater, something
Still decent, by the way.
comfort. And I looked fine, as I thought.
As you always are.
Thank you. So just once we met, I remember we went to the restaurant and we were chatting and so on, and then he was like, yeah, I like you, but may I please ask you why you are not dressed up? I thought that you will prepare for our date. And I was like, I said, sorry, I've been waiting for you for a couple of hours and it was cold, so I'm wearing what I'm wearing.
The audacity, though.
And it's just, I think, first of all, it's quite rude to make such notes, and don't like the way I look like. Just talk to me or say goodbye, say you are busy and go away. I believe it's not a good thing to tell the partner something about the way he or she looks like.
I also think that he could just make like a silent conclusion in his head, for example, if he doesn't like something.
So it's not like your clothes were dirty. It's not like you went in some pajamas, all stainy and strange looking. It was not the case, I believe.
But
So-
it's just I'm trying to
It's
remember, and he was not wearing a suit. He was also wearing jeans and sweater. So
if he were the casual style,
The same
then
thing that you did.
What was
Yeah.
the problem about you doing the same?
But since I'm a girl,
No, of
kind
course.
of, I'm supposed to wear a dress, high heels, to
Of
make
course.
my hair, to have makeup, something else, just to entertain someone. I didn't do that, and. My point of view is that if you don't like me the way I am, then go find someone else. When someone invites you to the restaurant or cafe,
Okay.
what do you think about sharing a bill, like 50-50? Is it okay for you? Or do you believe that a man should take care of the bill?
In my point of view, sharing a bill is absolutely fine, but not for the first date. For me, it's really important to understand that my future boyfriend's gonna really take care of me. And that means making sure that I feel good, safe, comfortable. The very first impression is very important. So no, for the first date, it's not gonna work for me. And it didn't work for me. But if we are talking about two people who are dating already, as it was between me and my back then future husband, then we walked a lot, started dating when we were just 18 years old, and we were both just students without any good money. Despite having no money, he made all those cheese sandwiches for me and my sister every morning. He just wanted to make sure every day that we had our breakfast and we are not hungry.
Finally, someone paid attention to that.
Yeah, often we were late to the student bus and we couldn't have our breakfast in the morning. So my husband, he made those sandwiches for us.
It's really sweet of him and thoughtful.
Yeah, and he would bring me his jacket in case I got cold, and he cared all the possible ways you can only imagine. He cared about everything, and I was really, really, really grateful to him for that, and that is just priceless. And of course, in such relationships, I was happy to share a bill. I was not just happy to share a bill, I was happy to pay for everything in the cafe for both of us. I knew that he just had no money at that time, and I knew the whole situation, and that was absolutely fine to me. It's just, I guess, on the very first date, everyone expresses his mindset.
I just remembered something. I read online some time ago. It was some joke post, I guess. It was saying something like, if you want to share a bill on the first date, then you shouldn't go on dates. You should go on job interviews. It was well, it was a nice take, honestly, because it was fun. And why I'm saying that? Because I also agree with Lena's point of view in terms of the first date in particular. Because if you invited me somewhere, if you are the one who wants me to spend time with you, of course, I will also be positive in case we go somewhere eventually. But in case this is the case, then I would be eternally grateful to that person for paying for me in a resto, in a cafe, it doesn't matter where, because it would simply make me think that they are caring about me. That, for example, that man is ready to invest in me, at least something, that he is not greedy, that he doesn't think that, okay, she came here just to eat, so I will be wasting my money on her, I'll be wasting my time just, I don't know, sitting here and looking how she eats. No, it's a basic action of care. And I would be happy if that was the case, if that person, if that man, some imaginary man whom I would be dating, if he paid for me on the first date. Frankly speaking, I would be very happy if he paid for me in the future also, because I just like the feeling of being cared of. I'm not saying that I'm going to go to any restaurant, no matter how expensive it is, order some lobster, some super expensive pasta, and something different, and expect him to pay for everything. No, not really. It's not about this. It's just about the way that people can care about each other. On my end, I would be happy to grab a snack, for example, if it wouldn't be the first date maybe, but in the future, like the situation Lena described, for example. I would be happy to grab a snack. I would be happy to buy some ice cream. I would be happy to also provide something. But in general, I would be really happy if a man could also pay for me in some restaurants.
Totally understandable.
To my disappointment, I didn't really have many situations in my life when men paid for me. I didn't go on dates that much, especially on dates in some restos, because the majority of my dates happened when I was younger, when I was a student, and just as everyone understands, we were broke back then. Just some random money that your parents gave you was everything that you could rely on. And back then, of course, I didn't go to any specific places. But when I was older already, I didn't go to any specific places with my boyfriends either. For some reason, I didn't really have that many dates with them. Some of them did happen in some restaurants. Some of them did pay. But the most recent thing that comes up in my head is when I was dating a guy and I was paying almost everywhere. To my utter shame, honestly. Why did I do this, you would ask, if I had such a mindset that a man should provide, that he should care about you?
So
why on earth that happened? I will explain you why. It happened because back then, that guy was unemployed when I met him. When I met him for the second time in my life, it was a long-distance relationship. When I met him for the first time, he was still working, but he was not that positive about going to any specific places, like restos, for example. When I came to meet him for the second time, he was already unemployed for a specific reason. And he told me also an interesting thing. He told me that he wasn't going to look for a job while I was there, just for the sake of spending more time with me. So romantic, right? I thought it was romantic, really. Back then, I thought, wow, he wants to spend more time with me. Jesus, he is a diamond. Now I understand that it was all gibberish, but, well, disregard that. And when I was there with him, I stayed at his place in his country. Yeah, numerous face palms are to follow, I understand that, from my side as well. But when I stayed there with him, I used to pay almost everywhere. For some food, when we were doing grocery shopping, for all the restaurants, maybe during 2 months that I stayed there, maybe he paid once or twice. And every time he paid, I was like, Jesus, he's paying, but he was so broke and he was almost homeless, I don't know, under the bridge, like we mentioned in the previous podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so grateful to him. And I thought, my God, he's doing so much for me.
Well,
But
he was a great manipulator.
it was indeed a great manipulation because he told me all the time, I'm so not used to that. I'm used to paying for my ladies everywhere.
It's just I don't pay for you.
Yes, it's just you're not
That
not-
lucky.
not that lady. My apologies. Yes, but cutting it short, I paid almost everywhere. And I was a bit annoyed with that, but I wanted to impress him so much that I still carried on. And now looking back at it, I understand that it was not that he didn't have money. It turned out that he had some, just not on me.
Of course.
Of course, it was just convenient that some foreign girl comes to your place and pays for everything. Jesus, what a jackpot. It's so convenient. So now, especially after this thingy happened, I understand that I wouldn't tolerate something like this any longer. So I wouldn't call myself greedy or too materialistic, but I would appreciate it if my man would pay for me somewhere, maybe in most of the places. I feel like girly girl when it happens. Dividing the bill 50-50, especially on the first date, it's
Like, I understand you, and actually I agree. So yeah, I'll always take money for the first date, of course. But if he offers me to pay, to split the bill and pay 50-50, I will agree, I will pay, that's fine. But for the second date, if he invites me, I would say like, oh, thank you so much for the invitation, but I believe I haven't saved enough money to have a dinner with you.
too expensive dating
Yeah,
in this
so-
economy. I guess many people can call us materialistic for that, and I'm ready for that actually. But in my opinion, it's not materialistic at all. It's not about how much money he's going to spend on you on the first date. It's about the readiness to invest something in this relationship, not just going out
Yeah.
for blah blah and enjoying the view. It's also a basic thing. When we're going out with you, for example, we always ask each other whether someone is hungry and we will still go somewhere. So it is the first thing that should be taken into consideration during the date. For example, in your case, it wasn't even the case. And the second thing is that, of course, if he invites you to go somewhere, I would appreciate it if he could also pay for that. Again, not talking about going to some fancy super dining place and ordering everything they have on the menu. No,
just
no
something
such things.
normal. Yeah.
Not to take advantage of the person, but just to feel the action of care. Just that.